Khajiit is going to write a letter. Blah. Khajiit can't speak this morning. After she has her breakfast. She's just gonna have... She's not that hungry. She did a little cooking earlier. We're gonna have a little bit of salmon. And I think that will do for breakfast. Now, what Khajiit wants to do is, Quadojo, you still have that one page, that letter that I gave you before we went to Labyrinthian, don't you? It's in your pack? Okay, would you mind getting that for Khajiit? She wants to finish the letter. And we're going to mail it. Well, Khajiit's going to mail it. Alright, let's see. Let's see. There's a piece of paper and a quill. Excellent. Alright, well, dear cousin, as you no doubt can tell, Khajiit and her friend Quadoja and her new friend Irander did survive going to Labyrinthian. It used to be called Bromjunar, by the way. Khajiit found a tablet inside that told her that. But that's not the real big news. I mean, it is big news that Khajiit made it through the dungeon. We found the staff that we were looking for. But the big news is when she got back, she took care of Ancano. With the help of some light wispy things. But that still isn't the big news. The real big news? Khajiit is now the Archmage of the College of Winterhold. Zahjira cannot really believe it herself yet. It still seems like a joke. But the Psijic monks? Yeah, the Psijic monks. Those ones that everybody thought was dead. They're not dead. And they came in hearing of Tolfter, who is the new Master Wizard, said that she, Zahjira, should become the Archmage. Now, they've been right all along that Zahjira could get the staff, that she could fix the problem with the Eye of Magnus that we got from Sarthal. So, she's... because it still doesn't feel quite real that they're saying she can be Archmage, she is going to trust that they're right about this too. That doesn't mean that Khajiit won't still do her best, that she still needs to try, she still needs to work hard, but it does give her some confidence that maybe, just maybe, her being the Archmage is a good thing. For the other people, she means. Because she doesn't want to ruin things for the college. I mean, it's in dire enough straits it is, and she has a few thoughts on that. But anyway, Khajiit doesn't want to make this letter too long. She just wanted to let you know that she's okay, that despite the first page of the letter that you read, that she did not perish. And she hopes that the sands are warm under your feet, dear cousin, and that perhaps sometime when she comes back to visit, well, maybe you can tell her if you thought this was something that could ever, possibly, in a million years, actually happen. Zahjira, Archmage of anything. Alright. Khajiit will end this letter now. Love you, dear elder cousin. Please take care of yourself. Love, Zahjira. There. That's all done. Now, once Khajiit gets out of the chair here, Khajiit still has a few little housekeeping chores to do around the house, but she thought she'd show you some of the things that she's done. She disenchanted one of those drain blood weapons, or you know the ones I mean. And she learned how to add that enchant to weapons. She hasn't actually done it yet, but she just thought she'd mention that. As she just said, she did some cooking. She made a few new things, actually. She found a recipe for some clam chowder, which she doesn't recall making before. Some beer-battered spade tail, which also sounds quite delicious. And she also found a recipe for snowberry extract. It's supposed to help you not freeze your tail off when you fall in the cold water. So it takes a lot of snowberries. It took 15 for each dose. But she's made some, in case we need it. Now, for the big surprise. Khajiit has made a long bow, that will let her trap souls in soul gems. She's gonna have to go read that soul gem book. She seems to remember reading one once before. She just checked her library. She does not have a personal copy. So she thinks she saw one in Enther's room, so she's gonna go see if he'll let her read it. She wants to look up. Khajiit could have sworn she had a black soul gem. Oh well, it's somewhere around here. She still should read up on them because she did see one, and she wants to find out why they look different. We have a longbow we can use to collect fill soul gems when the opportunity presents itself. Her beautiful white bow that she put shock enchantment on is going to become her secondary bow because she made a new bow, that orcish longbow, and she decides she does like the look of it after all because she was actually looking at the wrong bow when she was considering it before, and it does look pretty nice. And Khajiit has put, you'll never guess which enchantment on there. That's right, she put fire on it. So, now she can set things on fire from even farther away. Oh, this is going to be great. Beautiful Archmage robes, which she had made. Aren't they beautiful? She got a new set made, and she asked Master Sergius. He re-enchanted them for her, because she got new robes made with no hood, and he enchanted them. He knows the secret of how to enchant Archmage robes, so he did that for Khajiit, and she's going to have to tell him that she absolutely loves them. And to go with the new robes, we had some beautiful new boots made and enchanted as well. Which you guys probably gathered from looking at her, at Khajiit, and seeing, well, not in that light, you're not seeing it, and seeing her beautiful new outfit, but she thought she'd tell you about it anyway. No, Khajiit doesn't repeat herself often. Okay. Well, now that Khajiit has quickly shown you, well, or not so quickly shown you, what she's been up to in the last couple days, why don't you guys go and pack your things? We're going to head back to the town now that we're still going to keep most of our stuff here because that makes it handy for when we're on the road. Oh, speaking of on the road, that's right, Khajiit. Almost forgot. We made new tents. And I say we because I needed the help of both Quadojo and Erandir. These are very large tents, and Khajiit would not have been able to finish them by herself without their help. But we got a hide tent, which replaces the small one we had before, and has 3 bedrolls in it, so we can all sleep at the same time, which is nice. And that's for cold weather. We read in the survival book that you should actually, when it's raining out, have a leather tent because it keeps the water out much better. It's not good for cold weather, but it is good for wet weather. So we made one of those as well. And, oh, that reminds Khajiit, there's one other thing that she made. She made an enchanting kit. She did some research, and she will just, if you guys want to come, she'll show you where it is in the manual of books. Are you guys playing tricks on Khajiit? Very funny. Very funny indeed. You gonna put them back? Khajiit hopes. Okay. In this recipe book, would you quit pushing me into the fire? Thank you. I'm not that cold. And we were able to make an enchanting kit. I guess, look, from the looks of the recipes, you can make other things as well, but Khajiit really just wanted the enchanting at the moment, and we'll see how that works, because she is not too sure how well that's going to work on the road, but we'll find out. And she used up 2 of her honeycombs making the candles for it, but it's all good. Seriously, you guys are going to put these back, right?
Good to see you again.
I mean, the next time I come into the tent, these better be back where they belong, or Khajiit is not going to be chuckling anymore.
Greetings, traveler.
Okay, so anyway, go off, do your own thing, and Khajiit will let you know when she's ready to go. Sound good? Excellent. Yes, so we have learned a new enchant from those drain blood weapons. Very nice, very nice. Oh, are you guys ready now? Oh, excellent. Khajiit is ready too. She's been thinking about it, and she doesn't think she needs to really wear a backpack anymore. So, did either of you two want it? No? Alright. Let Khajiit just leave it. She will put it... Yeah, let's put it in here. Alright. So, let's get dressed. As in, put on... our various and sundry things. Actually, we're going to wear the amulet of Zenithar because it helps us with our selling. And that's what we're going to be doing. And a fur cloak, of course, because it's cold out there. And we'll just get our bows. Our lovely new fire bow attached. Perfect. Khajiit is ready. Do you like the mask? I mean, it's new in the sense that Khajiit hasn't really worn it before, but she was messing with it, and she found that actually parts of it detached, so you didn't have to look like a sleeping and or deceased person in a coffin when you're wearing it. And Khajiit thinks it looks really, really wonderful now. And she's really enjoying not having a hood covering her ears. She can still be in Archmage robes. She has... well, she's changed the color a little bit. Right. Okay. First order of business. Khajiit. Well, I guess we should go to the Arcanaeum first, shouldn't we? Because Quadoge, you don't know this, but Erander told Khajiit that there was a book in here that was about Labyrinthian, and that maybe it would answer a question.
Eleanor, the library is in disarray.
Oh, that's true.
When books are strewn about here and there,
Where was it?
it makes it impossible.
It was over here, you said.
If a book's been checked out.
Oh, on that
I'm
side.
sorry.
Okay. Just a minute.
The professors come in here and
Let's
scatter the books
see.
without any concern for the person who has to clean up.
Wisp Mother.
I thought it might be
Oh.
more efficient if I waited until the
That's
end
what
of the
Khajiit
day
thought
to put the
that
books
that
back on the
creature
shelves.
was, that in
And shall I
Labyrinthian.
be forced to wait
A
until the
minor
end of
maze.
the day
That's
as
the one we
well?
want to read. So, actually, let's read the Wisp Mother first, then we'll look at a minor maze, just because we actually found what Khajiit thinks is a Wisp Mother. Maybe this will tell us if that's what it was. Let's see. The Wisp Mother, Two Theories, by Matthias Etienne. Among the folk tales from the northern reaches of Skyrim, few subjects are as popular as the Wisp Mother. Ghostly women who lure unsuspecting travelers to their doom, stealing children and taking vengeance on those who wronged them in life. Similar tales exist throughout Tamriel. The Belusene of Stros Mackay, who lure ships to wreck on jagged shoals, then consume the souls of those aboard. Oh, that doesn't sound pleasant. The Serpentine Chalice of Black Marsh, the Amronal of Valenwood. But unlike these mythic creatures, most scholars concede that Wisp Mothers actually exist. Khajiit can actually vouch for the fact that they do appear to in fact exist. Though rare, credible reports of their sightings are simply too frequent to be ignored. Herein a synopsis of what can be gleaned from provincial legends and the dominant theories on what they may actually be. Wisp Mothers. Most tales agree on only a few basic facts about Wisp Mothers. They are always female. They take the form of human, some say elven, spirits, wreathed in mist and decaying rags. They have an affinity for frost magic, rarely appearing in more temperate climes. But beyond that, the tales differ wildly. Some say they are ghosts waiting to be laid to rest, others that they are all that remains of the snow elves who once ruled Skyrim. Some say they are native to Hjalmarch, or the north more generally, but other tales mention them in forgotten places, on mountain tops, as far away as the Gerals. Most reputable scholars dismiss these stories, preferring instead to focus on the few documented sightings from recent years. From these, two dominant theories have emerged. Based on his extensive research into necromancy and Cyrodiil's Ayleid culture, Master Sadrin Serethi posits that Wisp Mothers are a necrologic state, a type of lichdom, or lickdom. Is it lich? Yeah, anyway. Lich. Khajiit thinks it's lich. Sorry for that. A type of lichdom developed by a now-forgotten First-Era culture. Under his theory, these are no mere ghosts. They are a cult of powerful sorceresses who achieved eternal life through undeath. Alternately, Lidet Villain of the Synod contends that Wisp Mothers are not undead at all, but rather elemental manifestations arising out of Nirn itself. By noting several similarities to Spriggans and Ice Wraiths, she contends that the Wisp Mothers are essentially elemental personifications of snow or mist, innately wielding the power of their element instead of manipulating it through conventional sorcery. Wisps. In most accounts, the victim is initially drawn to the Wisp Mother by glowing, ghostly lights. Khajiit and her friends saw those. Although initially passive, these creatures later attack in tandem with her, distracting the victim and draining their energy. Oh, so maybe they weren't aggressive and Khajiit attacked them first. Maybe that's why she got some pot shots on them before the Wisp Mother noticed. Interesting. Popular legend holds that these are the spirits of the Wisp Mother's previous victims. These spirits strengthen her, so anyone hoping to destroy her must first release the souls of those she has killed. Well, Khajiit killed two of them, and then the Wisp Mother attacked. and then she killed the Wisp Mother, and then the third Wisp just dropped dead. So they are connected to her somehow. To scholars, this description immediately recalls the Will of the Wisp, a rare and dangerous swamp denizen of southern Tamriel. Oddly, Cyrodiilic legends invariably referred to wisps as lone predators, while these appear to exist in some sort of symbiotic relationship with others of their kind. Villain argues that these wisps are a subspecies of true wisps, scavengers that lure prey to the Wisp Mother and share in the psycho-ethereal energy released by her kills. As codependent scavengers, they most likely lack the formidable defenses of their predatory cousins, rendering them far more vulnerable. Alternately, Serethi posits that these wisps are merely emanations or conjurations of the Wisp Mother, and not free-living creatures. This is supported by one incident in which an adventurer reportedly killed a Wisp Mother directly, only to observe the remaining wisps immediately perish as well, though the source of this, or the source is considered highly unreliable. Well, Khajiit can say that it is true. The remaining wisps do die when the Wisp Mother is gone, so maybe, well, she better not write the book. Urag might not like it. She will add a little note on a separate piece of paper and insert it like a bookmark. Yeah, that's a good idea. He won't have an aneurysm about that, she hopes. In summary, scholarly opinion about Wisp Mothers and wisps is sharply divided, and is likely to remain so for some time, but all sources agree on one crucial point. These are highly dangerous foes, and should be avoided at all costs. Well, Khajiit actually didn't have that much trouble, but that's because she was well concealed, she thinks. If the Wisp Mother had come up and actually slapped her around, dear Khajiit may not have done so well. This is the one we're actually after. A minor maze, Shalidor, and Labyrinthian. Doo-doo-doo. Khajiit probably should have read this before she went to Labyrinthian, but she didn't know it existed at the time. I wonder why they got a little maze picture. I guess it's just a design, but it doesn't look like that. Labyrinthian. Either outside or inside. Labyrinthian's modern notoriety was gained in the early part of the Third Era. Part of the Staff of Chaos was recovered from the Labyrinthian, which became instrumental in the overthrow of Jagar Tharn, ending the Imperial Simulacrum. The site has since become embedded in the minds of all subjects of the Empire, and the ruins are occasionally visited by loyalist pilgrims, retracing the steps of the Eternal Champion. I wonder if that cart and body outside in the main city part was one of these pilgrims that got killed by those frost trolls. Maybe. The namesake of Labyrinthian is somewhat less commonly known, however. The foreboding ruins were originally built as a temple to the dragons. Oh, really? This grew into Bromjunar, a great city of that era. Khajiit found a tablet calling it Bromjunar, so yeah. So how did it get called Labyrinthian? Hopefully this book will explain. Bromjunar is believed by some to have been the capital of Skyrim at the height of the dragon cult's influence there. Little historical record exists to verify or refute this, but it is known that the highest-ranking priests of the cult met at Labyrinthian to discuss matters of ruling. I wonder if that strange wooden mask was for... and that was their meeting chamber? Because it certainly would be private. You'd have... well, no, because only one person could go there at a time. Unless there was more than one wooden mask that took them. That could be. There might have been one wooden mask per priest to attend the meeting. And it was given out like tickets. And you had to give them back after the meeting. That could be. Bromjunar crumbled, however, along with the rest of the dragon cult, and the site lay abandoned for many years, a deteriorating reminder of those benighted days for the Nords. Not until the days of Shalidor would the ruins come into use again. Shalidor the Archmage was famous for his exploits in the First Era. Various tales tell of him battling Dwemer legions single-handedly, building the city of Winterhold with a whispered spell, stealing the secret of life from Akatosh, or constructing Labyrinthian himself. While many Shalidor legends are hyperbole or outright fabrication, we can discover some truth behind his involvement with Labyrinthian. Shalidor stood at the forefront of a movement to enact higher standards among mages, and to discourage spell use among the common castes. This effort is dubiously credited with the original organization and formation of the schools of magic and the foundation of the college at Winterhold. Consistent with this mentality, Shalidor constructed his labyrinth, deep within the ruins of Bromjunar, to test new archmages. While navigating the destroyed city itself was not explicitly a part of the test, many candidates did not survive the journey. Shalidor valued both academic knowledge as well as practical skill, and simply getting to the labyrinth required the latter. Well, Khajiit's passed the first part of the test. With her friends, she didn't find a labyrinth there, but there were those doors, 3 doors. One of those must lead, well, not must, but hopefully leads to this labyrinth. And looking at the picture, oh, Khajiit, how do you check books out of this library? If Khajiit takes it, your egg's going to have a heart attack. But it's got a nice picture in there, and it might actually be a map. Well, let's study it. It looks like it's constructed in 2 parts, and they don't seem to join except maybe on the outermost portion. So if Khajiit goes back and finds this labyrinth, she'll have to remember to go in through the top as well as the bottom to make sure she looks all around it. Okay. Shalidor's Labyrinthian is actually 2 intersecting mazes in an hourglass pattern. One maze could not be completed without exiting the other first, which makes the only existing instruction for the test especially mysterious. Enter twice, exit only once. Alteration will lead you to destruction. Only illusion shows the way to restoration. Conjure not, but be conjured instead. We can only guess at what the solution to the test may have been, as Labyrinthian became notorious not only for the number of potential archmages who died there, archmages, but for the intense secrecy of those who succeeded. Labyrinthian eventually ceased to be used, and is regarded as a symbol of a more brutal age by modern institutions for magical studies. The ruins lay empty again, overrun with wild animals and avoided by travelers. The long history and legacy of this place, however, seems as likely to be erased from our minds as the ruins themselves are likely to sink into the sea. And since they're in the middle of mountains, that's not very likely, is it? Well, that gives Khajiit some food for thought.
Greetings, Archmage.
Your egg.
Archmage or not, my rules about books still stand.
Okay, then there's
All
no...
this knowledge might have been lost were it not for you.
Indeed. Why can't Khajiit borrow a book, then? What do you have for sale? Do you have that book?
I have a few things laying around that weren't worth adding to the collection. You may look through them.
Thanks, a lot. No, he does not have a copy of it. Dang it. Well...
All right, then.
Khajiit thinks we'll just have to wing it, then. We have one more place to check. One more book to read. And this is actually where Khajiit wanted to go. But since she's here, she's never actually been up here yet. So where does this go? Nowhere? Okay, so that goes back to the library. Can Khajiit get down from here? Oh, wait, there's a door. Here we go. Excellent. Good to know. This is actually the building Khajiit needed to be in anyway. And Ether's on the ground floor, isn't he? Stairs. Stairs are an excellent idea. Now, enter. Are you here? No, this is my old room. There's the door. Well, but Khajiit, what's in here? That Khajiit did not put that. No, this isn't Khajiit's old room, is it? No, it was on the right-hand side. This one.
Tolfdir is Master Wizard. Certainly didn't anticipate that.
Oh, Khajiit is just... who knows? Right. Khajiit will eventually learn this place.
Mara, protect us both.
Yes,
Huh?
indeed. Excuse me.
One should never speed up to catch up with life.
Yes.
One should slow life down to walk at your pace.
That was my room, wasn't it? Never mind, Khajiit. Running around like a chicken with her head cut off. This was my old room. You confused me, Fralda, by being in here.
And to think Mirabelle questioned my allowing you into the college. I can just imagine the look on her face now.
Her ghostly face? She questioned it, did she? Well, that's interesting to know. Kind of useless, really, at this point, but this is not Khajiit's room.
Certainly a few of my colleagues aren't quite as talented as they'd like to believe.
Oh, everybody likes to believe their talent. I think this was Khajiit's old room, she's pretty sure. But there's nothing in these barrels. So they've already moved the things to Khajiit's room. Her new rooms, Archmage. So let's you really need a connecting passage between these two, you know. These two being the Hall of Attainment and the Hall of Countenance. The Hall of Attainment. Enter is...
It's a fine day with you around.
Hello. Enter is where? Oh, don't tell me Khajiit's going to be running around like a... person who doesn't know where the heck she's going. Because this was Khajiit's old room. And yes, the things she left here are in fact gone. So she has 2 rooms? Or can use 2 rooms? That's interesting. Huh. Well, whatever. All the things that were here have been moved, so that's all that matters. Right, enter. Oh, he's upstairs, isn't he? Zahjira really should ask that name tags be put on these places. There you are, hello. Khajiit thinks you have a book she needs to read. There you are. Oh, apparently Khajiit has never read this book. She thought she had. But, maybe she was just remembering Aunt Shirza's copy or something. Anyway. Soul's black and white. Okay, well, she knows mostly about the other soul, so The black ones are... Beginning students of mysticism should not dabble in black souls or black soul gems. Even if one were to ignore the guild's strictures against the necromantic arts used to power black soul gems, it is dangerous to the caster to handle them for too long. If the gem is not precisely the size of the encased soul, small bits of the caster's soul may leak into the gem when it is touched. Okay. Centuries of experimentation have demonstrated that there are black souls and white souls. Only the rare black soul gem can hold the soul of a higher creature, such as a man or an elf, while the souls of lesser creatures can be captured by gems of many colors. They are all categorized as white soul gems, hence the division of souls into black and white. So you put intelligent creatures, like, well, like you or I, into the black soul gems. Okay,
Mara,
Khajiit,
protect us both.
thanks. If you would kindly move. Thank you. That... No, she wasn't going to plink you with an arrow, but now that the thought has crossed her mind... Just kidding, just kidding. Right, so, soul gems, black and white. Do not... Khajiit is not going to use black soul gems. It sounds like they're rather dangerous, and to be quite honest, she doesn't like the thought of capturing the souls of people like you and I. She doesn't really know what happens to them in a gem. Like, are you still thinking when you're stuck in there, or what? So... Khajiit thinks that's enough housekeeping for today.
What can Kodojo do for you?
Well, actually, Kodojo, Khajiit is glad you asked. She would like you and Irander to come on another adventure. And Khajiit, if you guys will have a seat, will tell you what she's planning. Say, Khajiit is curious. Did you like her video? Yes? Then please click the thumbs up button. Khajiit thanks you. Brrr.